O-Sensei was talking about three levels in Aikido: the visible, the invisible, and the divine. And in today's video, we want to go a bit deeper into this perspective of having these three levels. What does it mean to practice at these three levels, and how you can actually recognize them? So let's have a look at this and let's discuss a little bit.
Okay, so let's take a just look at some examples of this visible, invisible, and divine, and what that would look like in our Aikido practice. So with a partner, when we talk about visible, it's literally that. It's like what you what you can literally see, what you normally would look at, and this would be obviously something maybe very technical. So when we look at techniques, let's say, for example, ski kotegaishi, and we do a ski kotegaishi, we're going to work on, and most people are looking at the top. Okay, this is the visible part, and they're not looking at so much at the what's more invisible, which is the depth and the base here. So, so first of all, we're looking at the visible, and we're going to look at all the footwork and the technique and how to do this. So from here, then, when we do the visible part, most people are looking for this. They're looking for this kotegaishi part where we turn the hand, turn the wrist, and this wrist application then is what makes the technique work by forcing my partner down. Okay. Now, if we look at the same technique and we look at something a little bit more invisible, okay, so like I said before, maybe the base. So we catch the top, but the base gets more involved. And the base is something that we look at less, but it's actually really, really important. And if you don't have a strong base, then the rest of the technique won't really work that well. When we go for the kotegaishi, what's invisible here is the connection that we can have not only through the wrist, but through the elbow, shoulder, and actually down in through the body. Okay? And so instead of staying directly on the wrist, which tends to be very painful, and if my partner is not feeling too much pain, that could be very dangerous, then we want to connect then with the whole body. And so I'm going to make a large step and connect with the whole body of my partner and connect right in through the whole body. And that would be something a little bit more invisible to work on. Now, in the last part, in what we might call the divine, this is a sense of a larger perspective. So instead of looking at this as two people here, we're going to look at this as sort of one event happening. And this would be something a little bit more unifying, so a larger perspective. So I have to kind of get out of my own personal perspective of just me doing a technique to my partner and sort of look at how this whole system is moving together. Okay, so if I'm not doing that, if I'm just focused on me, I'll kind of forget my partner. All right, and I'll just be working on the wrists technique. Okay? But when I start to open up to the whole system, then I start to feel where he is. And I can move in the sense that I can feel where the whole system can move together. Okay? And that might change a little bit of the look of the kotegaishi. So even every time, it may change a little bit of the look of how the kotegaishi might work because I'm feeling how the system is moving instead of just two individuals. So even one more step in the sort of divine direction or the perspective direction would be this question of, why in Aikido do we not want to hurt our partner? We often talk about that and try to work together. And that's because there's a recognition then that we actually are in the same system, the same universe, the same sort of place together. There's a lot of similarities in what we're going through together. And so we recognize that actually hurting the other person in some way, we actually hurt ourselves, or especially the wanting to hurt someone. There's actually that wanting that's inside of us that's actually hurting ourselves. So destroying the system actually comes back to us and destroys ourselves. So we look at this and work on this in Aikido as a greater perspective. So thanks for watching, and hopefully we'll see you in the next videos.